everybody, I'm Emily White. I'm the Director of Communications and Marketing here at Sunnyvale ISD. And I've been here for 13 years. Both of my kids go to school here, and I'm actually an alumna of this school district. And I'm sure everybody's telling all these sweet stories about why they love teaching and all of that, but I'm going to tell you a funny story. And it is about a student named Michael Schiller and one of my favorite colleagues, Paula Brooks. So this happened in Michael Schiller's senior year. He was in the second graduating class of Sunnyvale High School. So that would have been the class of 2012. I think that's probably wrong, but I don't know. So I think it's 2012. So some of you probably had Michael Schiller. Most people just call him Schiller. And a lot of you didn't, but that's okay. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about him. He is a very funny kid, smart, hilarious, very friendly. And during high school, for a couple of years, he kind of maybe made some not so great choices. But then his senior year, he just rallied. He did really well. And in fact, at the end of his senior year, he got our SHS award, which stands for Strive, Honor, Serve, which is chosen by all the teachers. And he made a big comeback. He just did really well his senior year. And Miss Brooks just really, let me just say, Miss Brooks, like consummate professional, will do anything for any student, is the most wonderful, loving human being in the world. And she is amazing. And she just really appreciated Michael and how hard he worked and what a great job he was doing that year. But Michael, ever the prankster, he just got it in his head that he felt like he needed to prank Miss Brooks every single day of her life that year. And so I'm going to tell you a story about one day when I caught him in the middle of one of these pranks. Actually, two. But so one day I went into Miss Brooks' room. She used to be in room 214 at the high school, and I was in room 218. So that was the last room before you got into the new part of the high school, which is the 400 hallway now. So I was in the very last room, and I was the yearbook teacher there. And so I needed to go talk to Miss Brooks about something. She was the senior advisor then, and so I'm sure it had to do with something about the seniors. So I went in there, and as I walk in, I'm walking in, and I'm going to see Miss Brooks, who's standing right here. But as I look up, and I notice that Michael has climbed up on top of, and you can imagine it's about the size of this bookcase. He has climbed on top of and is crouched down and hiding in a fetal position kind of thing on top of her cabinets, her double door cabinets that all the teachers in the high school have. They're probably just like all the cabinets in all our rooms. I don't know. But so he is crawling up there and hiding, and he's looking at me like this. Shh. Don't tell. And I just look over her shoulder like, okay. And then I look around at her classroom, and they're like, and I'm like, okay. So he has gotten it in his head that he's going to hide from her every day and jump out and scare her every day. So I just look at her and I smile and I get what I need from her. And then I leave the room. And about 10 minutes later, I hear her scream bloody murder because he's jumped down off of that thing and scared her to death. So he was just a character. He was crazy. And of course, Miss Brooks was mild-mannered and sweet and did not deserve that at all. But they just loved each other, and they just, I don't know, she just did that, and she put up with it, and he was so hilarious. She also had she's not, and I mean this in a nice way, Miss Brooks, but she's not the tallest person, but she's petite, and so she wanted to stand up on top of this little box. It was like a rectangular box that had that was hollow. It didn't have a bottom. And so she stood up on that to work on her smartboard. She's amazing with a smartboard. The woman can do anything. So she got up on top of that. Except, of course, Michael, since it's a hollow bottom, he's gotten underneath that. And so she's up on there teaching away, and he's underneath that. And about halfway through the lesson, she hears, Miss Brooks, Miss Brooks. And of course, she's looking around going, is that Michael? Do y'all hear Michael? And of course, she's underneath trying to get out. So those are my stories about Michael Schiller and Mrs. Brooks, two of my very favorite stories of my time as a teacher at Sunnyvale High School. I have many, many more. Some are crazy and funny and silly, and some are very sad, and some are very wonderful, but I can tell you all of them if you'd like to hear them. And I love being a teacher here. I love being an educator, and I love working for Sunnyvale ISD, and it's been the greatest privilege ever. So thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed it.